The lifestyle is not a size of home. It is a consciousness of way to live, to respect nature, to respect the surroundings. So our concept for the house was not an architectural concept. It was a way of life. Hi, I'm Zarine Jamshedji. We have an architecture firm which operates from Kochi and Pune. Alarine is my home with Alan. It stands for Alan plus Zarine, that makes Alarine. Alan is a construction veteran. I am an architect. Together, this is our home. We decided to locate our home not in a very urban context because it matched who we were. It wasn't about having a house with a view. It was about enjoying nature in all its forms, not just greenery, animals, insects, birds. They are part of our coexistence. Alarine is 2 kilometers away from Cochin's Info Park, and it faces an expansive paddy field. We were very sure that we wanted the entire home to be transparent because it is such a beautiful experience to come and not know that you're going to be seeing or entering a home. All you're seeing is vetiver plantation on the top that merges with the paddy down. Now the site sloped down by 7 meters. The center portion was an almost flattish contour. We created an axis, positioned the home in the center. You come down a meandering staircase into a veranda. The cars go down a separate gate. We are located so close to the paddy field, so the soil conditions here have a high amount of clay. We chose a neat single raft foundation, which was just basically an RCC slab as the base. We brought the Schnell panels from Pune. We put them up on the raft and then the roof with the same panel. The whole reason we could build in 6 months, it was because we moved on an everyday basis very fast. This panel technology is very interesting. This is the Schnell panel. It has an insulative core, a 3 millimeter 700 or 620 strength zinc coated steel on either side. The two meshes are through and through welded together. They come in 1.2 meters by 3 meter panels. You place them down as walls. The same panel of whichever thickness is designed, you place it as slab. Once you shotcrete the panel, that's your finished building, which looks like any regular civil construction, but it is insulative. Your AC requirements go down by about 45% because of the insulation. It is extremely strong for earthquakes because it's designed as a 3-dimensional structural system. Each corrugation acts as a mini column once it is sprayed with plaster. This spray plaster is of M25 grade that makes it extremely strong. Once you enter down, you enter directly below the solar panels. A series of 9 solar panels from the roof. These are called as building integrated photovoltaics. You have the living space. We call it a communal living space where everyone is welcome. You see the dining, you see Alan or me behind the kitchen, and you're part of that entire environment. We're not formal people. We are informal in our way of living. So anyone who comes is straight away in our house. You have an artwork in the center. The same artwork is behind me. It opens out into shelving. Now you have a series of windows, or rather full glass opening, which is 6 panels. The panels slide and enter what is called as a pocket. The veranda is a 4 meters cantilever. approximately 28 odd meters wide. You have a plunge pool. The bedroom overlooks. You have the bed and a wash area. Now, after the entire shotcrete was done, the building was rendered with the laterite paste. It is basically very fine laterite with some amount of water mixed into it. Developing this laterite paste was an amazing challenge. We were doing it in a place that was both very hot, at the same time very wet. So workers and everyone would look at me and ask, "पैसे हैं क्या? आप मिट्टी का घर क्यों बना रहे हो?" Now you have a pond towards the end of the property. All the water that we collect from the slope is channelized into two drains, one here and one here. This then collects and goes into the pond. On the roof, we have a series of 9 drains, which channelizes all the water and again takes it into the pond. The material palette of the house, there's only one word for it, and that's earthy. There are primarily, I would say, 4 materials. You have the laterite earth, which is the wall's exterior and interior. You have the beige concrete, which is for floor and ceiling. There is some amount of reclaimed wood, some amount of new wood as well. And you have green. When it came to the landscape, I didn't want the landscape to only look good. So these were my first small experiments with permaculture. We have the roof that we planted with vetiver. The functional aspect was we wanted the roof to be cool. Traditionally, the roots of vetiver are put in water and they cool down water. So the logic was that if you put vetiver on the roof, it is irrigated, so it will stay moist and maybe lower the temperature of the space below. Once we built the building, we still had a few panels that were left over. I recut them and converted them into the bases of the dining table with a concrete top, some for center tables with reclaimed wood on top and a light placed above. Here, since the house was transparent, the entire neighborhood feels they own the house. They enter in, play with the dogs. Our privacy is not lost. They enjoy themselves, and we are entertained by that as well. It's not a selfish house. We didn't want to block the view of the neighbor behind, who also bought the property to enjoy the view in the front. We just wanted to blend in. I'm not very concerned with the architecture being unique. It must be an experience for somebody. So Alarine is one of its kind in its thought, and I hope there are many who will copy it, take it ahead, and enhance that thought.